Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a really nice budget tripod from Cayer. But before we get into the rest of this video, I do want to say that there are no sponsorships or anything like that. I bought this tripod with my own money and I am just going to give my true and honest opinion about how I feel about it. And also, by the end of this video, if you decide that you want to purchase this tripod, I do have an Amazon link down below that is affiliate, so if you do buy it, I do get a small commission. So that being said, this tripod is made by Cayer. It wasn't a company that I was familiar with before purchasing this, but it looks like they primarily just make tripods that are generally high quality, and it does look like they go for a quality over quantity type of mentality, which is really nice. This tripod is primarily made out of metal and really heavy duty plastic. The tripod legs are metal, and then some of the fittings and knobs and stuff here are plastic, and then the fluid head itself is also metal. In general, this is a very simple tripod. There aren't a lot of bells and whistles or extra features or anything. It really just gets the job done in a nice simple build. Man, then you gotta change everything around. And this fluid head is really nice. It is very smooth. One thing that I will note is that this doesn't have any steps for the tilt or pan. So either you tighten it and it doesn't go anywhere, or you loosen it and it has a consistent drag. You know, those steps are something that you do get in a higher quality tripod, but this one is simple enough to where it doesn't have it. But I will say that with everything loosened all the way, it does have a very nice sense of drag, and I really don't feel like I miss anything by not having those steps. Sometimes a risk with lower quality tripods is that they're great for medium close-up sort of things, but when you put a zoom lens on, you really start to feel that the drag doesn't quite hold it all the way. It doesn't keep everything smooth. I've had a 300mm plus lens on here, and I've had no worries being able to follow what's going on and keeping up with the action. And because it has a good kind of middle ground of drag, I can film sports, I can film theater performances, and occasionally I'll use this for filming rodeos, where you definitely do need to have a very quick reaction time to film those fast moving objects. But if you do have a fluid head that you like better than this one that either you're getting or you already own, this one comes right off and you could set yours right on the legs, assuming you have the same diameter socket piece in here. And one thing that is really nice about this that I really appreciate is that it is really tall. It goes to about 6 feet, and that's without the camera. So once your camera's on, you're a little bit higher, and that does really help with those live events where maybe people are standing and you're not quite able to get high enough above the crowd to be able to see what's going on. So I do really like that aspect. And another reason that I do really think that this tripod is worth the money is that it does come with a really nice carrying bag that has been holding up really well so far. It has a really nice and smooth zipper, and it even has a pocket that, at least in my version, came with an extra quick release plate. So I did really appreciate that. And it really does give this tripod an extra level of value for its price. And the quick release system is really simple and intuitive, and it just pops in there and tightens. It has a safety button, and I don't know, it's one of those things, just it's simple, but it works really well. And like I said, my copy did come with 2 quick release plates, so that's really nice if you're wanting to keep maybe one on your tripod, one on your camera, or something like that. And one really small thing that I do really like is that these knobs are spring-loaded so that they can move into place without tightening or loosening them, which I find really helpful if I'm like needing to hang something really last minute, or if they're in the way of maybe my camera sliding back and forth on the quick release plates and that sort of thing. And I don't know, I try not to take it for granted that I have it when I do have it, but it's super convenient and I definitely notice it when I don't. And now I do have some cons, but these cons are more things that this tripod just doesn't have versus what doesn't work on it. The first one of these cons being that it doesn't have any steps, like I said, for up and down and side to side. You just get what you get with the resistance that's provided in the fluid head. Sometimes I do feel like I'm a little bit restricted by what I can shoot with this, because I can't loosen it a lot and I can't tighten it a ton. So you just get what you get, but also adding steps into fluid heads typically is a more high, like upper end tripod quality. So I really don't blame them for not adding it to this tripod. And another thing that this tripod doesn't have is that its feet do swivel a little bit to keep them even on ground, but they don't have teeth on them. And a lot of times, especially if I'm shooting something where I don't want the tripod legs to slide around at all, I do really want those teeth, and this just doesn't have them. But the one thing on here that I feel like does not work the way it's supposed to is the tightening knob for the handle here. When I try to tighten it, it moves the whole rod kind of up and down, and you have to get kind of into a sweet spot for it to tighten properly. I have had issues with it getting stuck in the past, and it just kind of feels clinky and doesn't work like I think it should. In terms of competition, I feel like this tripod actually kind of rises above most tripods that are in this price range. But the one tripod that I do feel like kind of holds this one in competition is the SmallRig AD01. I haven't used it, but it feels like it has a lot of the same qualities and it's right around the same price range. But that's really all I have to say about this tripod. Like I said, it's simple, there's not like a ton to it, but it is really sturdy, it goes tall, the fluid head's really nice, and I do feel like it is a really good bang for buck. So if you like this video, feel free to check out my other videos that I have. I talk about kind of budget film gear and that sort of thing. So feel free to subscribe and hit that bell so that you can get notified when the next one comes out. And yes, do like this video because it does help the algorithm. So I will see you in the next one.